You gotta record your deposition.
Oh no.
He goes, oh no.
Thank you.
I don't wear makeup.
Thank you.
Your face isn't.
Thanks.
Camera, okay.
Too much. No worries.
Thank you.
All right, you ready? You guys want to give us a quick rundown, and then we have a few questions
Yeah.
at the end?
So basically what we're proposing is antisocial brands. Antisocial will be a distillery and also a small batch production facility that will make sauces, salsas, cordials, and mixers. That will kind of enhance the distillery process. We are going to focus on rum production. There is a lot of great rum that comes from far, far away, and not a lot of good rum that comes from nearby. A few companies do make rum, and they're not that great. So we want to do better, as well as a white whiskey, which is a good mixer. You can do a lot of things with it, and it's a unique product that not a lot of people are doing. You can see there's a couple of renderings in here of what we're thinking. So we weren't completely sure that the outside space is attached to the property as well. Is that correct?
I believe there's room to the south, right?
Correct.
That cement pad kind of?
Yeah.
That it
Yes,
is? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so as you can tell, it's just kind of a modern take on the existing building, some outdoor seating. We plan to call it the Antisocial Social Club. Just a small cocktail lounge where we can kind of showcase some of our products, mixed drinks, as well as small snacks, but also allow other restaurants in the area to deliver their food, but also work with them to create specific pairings. So this month we would focus on maybe Main Street Barbecue has a barbecue dish that they want to pair with their white whiskey or something like that. So their delivery menu would be that item, and it would go with this drink, and it would be a suggestion from their chef and our distillers. So kind of a community interaction. And then the next phase of the project, which we feel is pretty unique, is kind of a community innovation center. Both Tim and I are business owners, and we remember what it was like to start and have nothing and be very scared. And it was a difficult thing to get through. The hardest part is the first step. So we want to create a space where people who may have an idea for a sauce or a spirit or something like that, where they can come in and talk with us and figure out what the process would be, and then maybe we help them create their own space, or they produce it in our space and label it with us, and that helps them get started on their journey. So kind of just an innovation lab, if you will, where people who have ideas can come and feel free to express whatever they want and get honest feedback, and also actual help to create that process for them. And then we're really just looking to give back as well. I don't know, you guys probably don't know really anything about us except from what the packet we submitted was. I'm opening a restaurant down the street, and just the short time that I've been here in Lowell, we've noticed how important community is. I live in Canonsburg. We don't really have a community per se. We have a couple buildings. So it's been really neat to watch, to sit in the building that I'm renovating and sweeping the floor and shoveling stuff and looking out the new windows we made and seeing thousands of people at the showboat for a concert or a church service or something like that. And we want to be part of funding that, or cooking for that, or supplying drinks for that, or whatever it happens to be, as long as it aligns with what we can do and doesn't hurt us in the process. We want to give back as much as we possibly can. That's kind of the spiel in a nutshell. What questions are there?
Well, you mentioned about sharing a particular maybe recipe with Main Street.
Mhm.
Would you then also then allow your drink to go down there so you could feel that atmosphere?
That would be
down
up to
there?
them. The
That's-
way spirits are sold, it would have to go through a state middleman.
Okay,
And that's kind of part of the excitement. So in the state of Michigan, there's over 22,000 retail liquor establishments. We have to get one bottle in 10% of those to turn over once a month in order to create enough capital to kind of do whatever we want, to fund the things that we want to fund, to make innovation possible. So as long as we can create that one product and get that out there, then that would be up to Main Street to, I want to buy this spirit for our bar and make that drink
are
as
you
well.
capable of doing 22,000 bottles in a month?
Well, 10%.
Oh, 10%.
10%, so 2,200 bottles, yeah. Yep.
Oh, just checking.
You planning on everything happening in that footprint over there?
Yeah. To start with, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of cool services with all the breweries and stuff in Grand Rapids. There's a micro canner where they come.
Oh, yeah.
And they bring everything and they bottle and can your product right there. And then it's, put on pallets for you and stored. And so we don't have to buy canning equipment. We don't have to do any of that stuff. So our sole focus will be on the production of the product and then outsourcing canning and bottling and whatever we need to. It is cool. There's a lot of, the whole beer city boom, created a lot of new businesses for people that we can also use.
Sure.
Who wants to go first with the listed question?
I'll go first.
Ooh, there's a list.
Yes, everybody was asked these same 7 questions, so you're good. So don't feel bad about the things. The city's vision for the Line Shack is that its restoration will be a catalytic project on the west side of the Flat River and thus revitalizing the area. In essence, the city is looking for a unique and dynamic interest for the Line Shack. What do you believe that your firm can provide this, and what would your firm do to execute this?
I think we kind of laid that all out for you. I think our project is unique. It's not a new brewery or a dime a dozen brewery or anything like that. There's tons of those happenings. I just think our ability to execute the project with our history, we're not coming in this brand new. We're not, Jim's been a contractor for a million years and has done some of the coolest projects I've ever seen. We're not starting from scratch. We'll really hit the ground running and create that space that will be exciting for that building.
Our goal is not to tear down and rebuild there. Our goal is to reuse what is already existing and keep the history. So we don't we're not trying to level what you've got. We're just trying to repurpose it for better use.
What are your cost estimates to fully convert the building? Have you completed a preliminary pro forma for this project? Has your firm completed a project of this nature before? And what percentage of the project are you going to seek financing for? And you can select.
Antisocial hasn't done this, but I've done it through my other company. We redid a coffee shop, Full Circle Coffee, out in Byron Center. It was a little bit bigger than this project. And yeah, they completed fine. That's on 84th Street, if you guys want to go down and look at it. And then budget-wise, we're probably at about $150,000 to do the things we're looking to do in this space. That is a off-the-hip number. That's not something we sat down and tried to do all of our due diligence. We weren't really sure exactly what our options were, and I don't know. I don't feel like we've been given a ton of information.
Yeah, we did. We're estimating anywhere between 150,000 and 300,000. We will probably be financing at least 75% of that, but it'll be untraditional financing through angel investors, through a group that we work with that kind of specialize in distillery projects. Happens to be a local man that I'm friends with who has a group of 12 old guys and gals that they hang out and talk about what they want to do with their money. And 9 times out of 10, it includes alcohol. So they're currently working on bringing a major tequila brand currently only available in Mexico to the United States, building a new production facility for them down in Mexico. We have talked with them about this project. They're very excited about this project. We just can't give them a number without knowing which way beams run and supports go and how we can tear this wall down and do all that. But we know just from looking at it from the outside and thinking what we need to do, the construction itself is probably $150,000 and then probably another $50,000 for equipment.
The city of Lowell is looking for a tenant with the ability to complete the project and have a sustainable operation. Please tell us how you will work with the city to assure that you can adequately fund the project and continue to be sustainable.
So I'm currently working kind of through, I'm sure you guys all know Greg Canfield.
Never heard of him.
No.
Yeah. So,
Oh, he's that new guy.
yeah, exactly, right? Through the city with him on the project at 123 Main. And I've learned a lot about working with the city. I've also learned a lot about how you guys tend to respect the history of the buildings down here. And I think that's super cool. And that is our plan, to preserve what's there. But we also have the history of, like, this isn't our first rodeo building project. We have the history with the health department. We have the history with the Department of Agriculture. We have all those relationships already. So getting our licensings and moving forward, those are processes that we're very familiar with. So I think as far as construction, you guys would be responsible for issuing us our construction permits and things like that. But as far as licensing for the actual distilling and anything like that, that would be through the Department of Agriculture and Health Department. And that's a process we're already comfortable with.
Round 4. The city of Lowell is focusing on creating a sense of place for the downtown district by enhancing our natural assets and creating a walkable community. What does this mean to you, and how will you embrace this in your project? How have your previous projects been involved in embracing this idea in other communities?
I think the outdoor space kind of adds to that. I think the social zone actually ends, the current social zone ends at the back door at 123 Main Street.
Yeah.
So we would look for a small extension of that zone to get to our building. And I think the walkable zones have been, there's both pros and cons to them. I think you guys have done a really good job. The closest town for me is to go to Rockford. And Rockford like shut down all the streets and there's no parking and they've already taken it away and it's been a big discussion. So I kind of like what you guys have done, and you have this riverfront here that is pretty amazing, and how it's being transformed already is fun to watch. I think this project will fall right in line with that. I mean, who wouldn't want to come get a craft cocktail and, you know, snack and walk around? And I mean, I just think what everyone's doing to kind of push these social zones is kind of exciting, and you guys have been on the right side of it.
And are there any legal issues, criminal offense, foreclosures, bankruptcies, other civil issues that are pending or adjudicated? Was that how you pronounce it?
Adjudicated.
Adjudicated on your firm and or principals?
No,
Oh,
No. Just checking.
not yet.
It's being recorded. The city of Lowell is a public body, and in dealing with a public body, transparency is of the utmost concern. There's a strong certainty, oh wait, that says possibility, that the process moving forward will be highly criticized. Oh wait, that says scrutinized. You know where this is going.
Yeah.
Okay? Any decision we make is gonna get.
Correct.
Is this a concern for you, and you got any plans to address this moving forward? I mean, what would your plan be to deal with the?
Highly unlikely event.
It's not a concern. I am a gumpy, overweight, old white guy trying to open a Mexican restaurant. So, I mean, it just rolls right off of us. Social media can be good and it can be bad. It's always been my business philosophy, as well as Tim's, is the best place to put an ice cream shop is next to an ice cream shop, and let the people decide. If you create a superior product than somebody else, then I feel bad for somebody else, and that's what we plan to do. Whatever scrutiny we fall into, we'll listen to your concerns, absolutely. Sometimes your concerns are wrong, and we're sorry about that. We know what we're doing is the right thing. And sometimes we're wrong as well, and we'll do what we can to fix that. No, it doesn't scare us at all.
Do you have any questions for us?
What's the timeline?
I can answer that. So, at some point, maybe tonight, maybe next week, when the city council meets again, the city council will direct me to move forward. And what that requires is that we have to put a resolution in place, a council resolution that has to sit 20 days before the city council can take action on it. When that 20 days passes, it would go to a city council meeting, and the council would take a vote on it. 4 votes have to be in the affirmative to sell the property. Once I know who that entity is, I'll be working with you. Probably try to start getting the development agreement going as well, because we will want to develop an agreement for the project. But relatively quick. I mean, in terms of development projects moving forward, I think we can turn this around relatively quick.
Yeah. And does it hurt us that we have a relationship with Greg?
I'm not the person to answer that question. No.
We love Greg.
I think Greg has done an excellent job for the community. I don't think that would impact it at all.
Okay, good. Any more questions for us beyond your list there? Or stuff you want to know about our product, or?
So we did have a question. So your new restaurant, is it going to be just Mexican
No.
food, or is it going to be?
No. So, like I said earlier, I'm a grumpy old white dude. And for me to blazingly open a Mexican restaurant is the worst kind of cultural appropriation there is. We will have traditional Mexican food that pays respect to a certain region of Mexico, but we will also sling burgers and fries and sandwiches, and it's just going to be really good bar food with a Mexican flair.
Okay.
So
I'm glad to hear that, because that's what I've been telling people. I met you at the Pride Parade.
Absolutely.
Thing,
Yeah.
and I've been saying, no, it's not strictly a Mexican restaurant. It's because there's a guy opening a taqueria, totally different.
Yeah. Yeah. And then are the food truck people, are they getting a spot too?
We're not aware of that.
Okay. Their food's good.
Speaking of social media and fun.
Yeah.
Would you say it's created a ripple?
This guy.
You guys take it easy.
The 9:30 show stuff.
So you're gonna have music there, huh? Potentially.
Yeah, we built 17 foot by 11 foot, something like that?
16 by 12, yeah.
16 by 12, yeah. So, yeah.
So you're doing the construction
I'm doing a portion.
portion of it?
Yeah, Greg is in charge.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
He owned up to missing the wet wood underneath the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a process. Yeah, we are, I mean, we are kind of wondering how the, Mr. Big Boiler's gonna, I mean, that building looks like it might just fall right in. So hopefully, they do the right thing as well.
Yeah.
Oh, the Alamo Club or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Alamo Club?
When do you guys think you'll be open?
Well, Greg told me rent starts December 1st no matter what, so.
So December 2nd?
Yeah. No, it's getting there. It doesn't look like it, but it's getting there. All the glass on the outside windows, on the riverside and street side went in today.
Okay.
Okay.
Seriously.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
so exciting.
Everybody is so excited about the windows.
Yeah, they're pretty
It's
cool.
amazing what happened, those windows.
I
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really always it out.
things were primed today. I mean, it's all these little things. The
Yeah.
floor really destroyed us.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Time-wise.
killed us, but it was the right thing to do, so.
Nothing on back order, your kitchens or nothing?
Uh,
Stuff is there, you haven't heard?
No, all the kitchen stuff is good to go. We're just waiting for the floors to be put down so it can start being installed. We have the dish machine, people are coming out on Wednesday to measure. That might be our only holdup, the dish machine and the walk-in might be our only holdup, but their dish machine's only supposed to take 3 weeks, and the walk-in was supposed to take 3 months. But that was ordered like 2 months ago, so
Yeah.
it should be out.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
You're friends with the Rainbow Seekers, right? Is that right?
Yes,
Yes.
I am.
We want them to play so bad.
I can put in a special request, so I'll let you know.
Yes, please do.
Take care.
Nice meeting you all.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Special friend.
No. No, I went to high school with one of the lead guitarists.
What?
His name's Ryan.
Impressed
Hunter.
about
He
that
just-
ripple
He lives in
thing.
Grand
It's
Rapids,
cool.
so when
You
I
don't
moved
say
back
it.
here, we just
I'm
always
in
went
awe.
It was a home run.
I just threw up a little bit.
Probably my best joke of the night.
That's the first joke I've ever heard you tell.
I think we're still recording.
Yes, we are.
That's fine.
I mean, it's no beamer
Just
on a
reminding
stick,
you.
but it was good. It was
That was
good.
a hallucination, not a joke. Oh, man. Maybe we should try a ranked, each person vote their, that wouldn't work, would it? If we picked them in order.
Camera's on.
Not anymore.